Hello and welcome to this multimedia series, How to Control a House for a $1 Deposit with No Mortgage Needed. That's a mouthful, but I hope you get the picture of what we're going to be going into over the next 23 episodes. Video with my summaries, audio with me reading from each chapter of the book and the text itself from the book. Now this book was a previous bestseller in Australia, but it was very controversial. So what I've done is removed the controversy, because under the premise of buying a house for $1, it was assumed that you paid $1 and there was nothing more to it. So I'm making it very clear, book rewritten and retitled so as not to confuse. How much is the purchase price of the house? I have not got a clue, but if you're paying as little as a $1 deposit, it doesn't really matter. You are taking over a property. Now, it could have financial difficulties on it, it could have structural problems, may need renovations, whatever, but let me make this perfectly clear that you are not just buying a house for $1 and that's all there is to it. So I hope I've made that point clear. If you have not as yet registered, have a look below me. There's the URL learning.webuy.houses.global. Get yourself registered for this series, because what I'm going to be revealing in this series will be something you probably have never come across before, because in the last few years the banking system has been the default way of people trading property, buying, selling, investing in property. They're highly leveraged with the banking system. And what's going on in the world today? Banks are collapsing all around us. There's financial and geopolitical crises going on everywhere. Now the question you've got to ask yourself, how could this affect you? What I'm going to be explaining is like having an insurance policy. Perhaps you want to get into property, but you can't get mortgage finance, or it's difficult, or you would like to grow your portfolio. You could be a landlord that's got multiple properties and the writing's on the wall. You want to get out for whatever reason. In the United Kingdom, many landlords are selling up. Well, do you want to be a motivated landlord and sell at a discount every time, or would you like to find ways that you can sell over a staggered period of time and get full market value, or even a little bit more? So that's what we're going to be covering in this series. So you've got the URL. If you have registered, please click on the email verify link to get yourself verified, so we can remind you that these course is going on and to keep you up to date. You don't want to be missing anything. This will make a big difference to the way you think about real estate, property, and the circle of people that you will want to be with and hang around with. Guess what? That's what's part of all that's coming up over the next few weeks with this training. Okay, so this was on the proviso that you could buy a house for a $1. Well, we've removed that confusion. The basic principles remain the same. I've made it as simple as possible. You're going to learn eventually, as the course goes along, that while this might sound a bit far-fetched and different, if we gradually, step by step, as I've broken it down, layer every part of the course so that you get a little bit more understanding as we go along, you will keep nodding your head and agreeing with this, and by the end you will say, well, this makes sense. What's the big deal? I can follow that. The problem's going to be, and I'm warning you in advance, you go and try and explain this to your friends, family, or other people, all of a sudden you're trying to unload what I am about to unravel for you in a series of trainings, in a series of steps, so that it all makes sense. The problem is, how are you going to explain that over a cup of coffee? They'll look at you with bewilderment. But that's part of the excitement of what we're doing. And of course, if you're an entrepreneur or you think entrepreneurially, of course, you're going to be wanting to look and sound a little bit different and doing things different to benefit from the market that's out there, the real world today. Because doing it the traditional way is a long, slow haul, and time is not your friend. And if you understand the processes that we're going through, you'll say, I would like to have cash flow today for my buy and hold properties, the capital growth properties, so I can live to fight another battle instead of throwing in the towel like many people do, selling up and quite often making a loss. So we'll get started. Read this chapter. You've got the table of contents, the introduction by myself, and we'll get started in the next call. Thank you.